There are concerns about pupils losing out on important teaching time due to the floods in KwaZulu-Natal. About 630 schools have been damaged and 19 of them are still inaccessible. The Education Department is hoping for teaching and learning to return to normal by next week. Lethiwe Mdluli reports.
19 schools in the province still remain inaccessible due to the floods that caused havoc in KZN. 630 schools were damaged by the floods and just over 100 were left inaccessible due to this. The MEC for Education in the province says they have made progress and only 19 remain inaccessible now. He says their plan is to fix the infrastructure at the affected schools while they wait for the funds from the Disaster Relief Fund.
We reported that 630 schools were affected, and those 630 schools have been categorized into three. The first group is the one where damages can be repaired through norms and standards, which is the money that is given to school. And the work is already undergoing, or rather those schools are undergoing the repairs in those schools. There's a group of about 40 schools which will be repaired by the districts, and then the rest will be repaired by the head office. We have decided that we will reprioritize from within the baseline to try and cover the damage, or rather repair the schools that have been damaged, while we are waiting for the money at least from the Disaster Relief Fund, which has not been given to us. But we could not really fold our hands because the impact on teaching and learning was too huge.
Teachers Union SATU says they are worried about learners who are still sitting at home because of the floods. They are calling for the department to make plans for these learners.
We've been engaging the department and raising this issue that in no time, learners, especially grade 12 and all of them, will be required to sit for their examination. And with the lesson losses that these learners have experienced, it's going to be difficult. We're engaging that there must be a way of the department and all of us engaging on how we can better cover for the time lost without, of course, putting pressure on teachers and learners, because what we are also observing is that these learners, as well as teachers, they are emotionally drained, psychologically they are affected, and it is important to also keep that in mind as the department will be coming up with plans and programs to cover for the time lost during these devastating times.
Mshengu says most schools are returning to normalcy following the floods, but for those that are still at home, there is a recovery plan in place.
We have put together the recovery plan. We will have to consult it with the different stakeholders like the unions and the SGPs, which will enable the learners that have lost time to really recover before the final examinations. That will include, in certain instances, adding an hour or two during the day of teaching and learning, using weekends. We are also going to fully utilize the winter holidays to make sure that the time lost is recovered. But that plan is now being consulted with the union so that everyone in the sector actually agrees to the plan and adopt it, because it will be important that even the educators buy into this plan, the SGPs and all of us, so that there are no disturbances when we roll it out.
The MEC says 54 learners and one teacher died during the floods. She says they are hoping that by next week, each and every learner will be back in class. Lethiwe Mdluli, Durban.